Du- 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 du. Hey, du- 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 du. Hey, du- 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 du. Well, ladies and gentlemen, KocoSports.com proudly presents Wrestle AM. It's half wrestling show, half morning show, pretty much all BS. And of course, you got the Coco crew here holding it down live. Yours truly, the sexiest man on all of wrestling radio. Boom Boom here, shaking the room, live from the RVA, Richmond, Virginia. Of course, joining me there way across the pond in Tokyo, Japan is Dave. I just need 10 more minutes, Coco. What's up?
Nothing much. It sounds like about before I felt the head out. Nothing much, man. Just enjoying it. I'm a little behind on Stump the Idiots, but hopefully we can get some of that done. Some pro wrestling news, but we're gonna keep the tradition of the AEW Dynamite reviews going as long as AEW Dynamite is going. UFC was about to get an island, and Disney and ESPN's like, no fucking island for you, Dana. UFC has been canceled. But AEW, TNA, WWE, these are very important things in our life. They keep running shows. They got some shows in recording. They're going to different areas, different bunkers. Is it me or is the UFC, AEW, WWE, TNA, NWA, all the federations right now? Does it feel like old school outlaw MMA days? Does it feel like does it have a little romance to it? Like, oh, AEW, will it return next week? I just want to see fucking I just want to see them fucking run a show with the backgrounds of Street Fighter. You know what I mean? Like one day they're in E Honda Sumo Hall, the next they're in Chun Li streets. You know, they're on an Air Force base with Guile. Um, there's a part of me that like doesn't know enough about what's going on in the world. Be safe, keep your humanity, wash your hands.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also a part of me that is a little excited that they're doing it. You know, you ever have
Right.
it? You ever have like ideas that contradict each other? You're like, I don't know if this is a good idea, but then there's Evil Dave that's buy an island, run your own events, dude. If you're gonna fucking a
Oh,
private island,
so
it's
they
gonna be a
officially put
volcano.
the kibosh on the island. You got to admit that was a hell of an idea.
It was the greatest fucking idea I've ever fucking heard of in my life, dude. It's like Doctor
And the thing
Evil,
is,
like
and the reason and the reason they put the kibosh on it is because they're like, son of a bitch, he's gonna do this. He will actually. No, he's gonna do this. Oh no, no, because he will do it.
all I know is, Vince is like, motherfucker, you can buy your own island. Oh, and also, speaking of wrestling news, well, just sports news in general, rest in peace, XFL. The Second Life just was
Oh
not fair,
man.
man. So many local businesses are going to go out of business. So many great sporting athletes are going to have to retire. It's a crazy time, not just for the XFL, but just of what's going on in the air. So, in these
Yeah,
uncertain
yeah.
times, it's kind of crazy, man. But let's try to
It
focus.
is.
Boom, sorry. Let's just
I
try
was
to.
gonna say.
Go ahead. You go first. Go a little
Yeah, I was
off.
just gonna say, yeah, it's a little crazy here. XFL was actually pretty good. I mean, I like the kickoff rule. I like the extra point rule. It made for some interesting football. It made, it kept teams in the ball game, and I think safety was big. It was a lot better this time around than it was the first. I was just a bad break. I thought they were going to still come back because they at least had the whole, hey, our season got, interrupted by the pandemic. Whereas like something like the AAF, I mean, they didn't even make it a season, and that was due to financial reasons. So I kind of hate to see that they put so much effort into the XFL this time around, and so many people lost their jobs. I mean, this is just it's a heartbreaker. It really is.
Yeah, it definitely is. So,
Hmm.
I don't know. It's such a weird spot that we're in. It's like,
Hmm.
go ahead, be rebellious and run shows. Oh my God, what's going? Yeah, it's weird time. But rest in peace, XFL. But let's
Hmm.
focus on the important thing: escapism, overanalyzing professional wrestling. That's what we do.
Right.
Overall, do you give this a win, loss, or tie? Booms, you can go first, but and on that inventory, you can go later and put that bad boy down in the comments. Ewok, we heard you about the sound. We're working on it, man. I'm just a big fucking dummy. But Booms, you get the ball first. Win, loss, tie. What do you give this show?
I'm going to give it a win. I would say, I'm kind of judging these shows a little bit on a curve because I mean they're working under some extraordinary circumstances.
Very true.
But no, they've done a pretty good job. Now I know AEW kind of saw the writing on the wall, and they've put a lot of stuff in the can, and I think this was one of the things they put in the can. From what I understand, Chris Jericho and Tony Schiavone basically did like a marathon. They recorded about 7 to 8 hours worth of commentary.
Poor
That
guys.
effort, no, no, and I could really tell that the effort really came through, at least from what I've seen thus far. It's top to bottom, it was a good show. It was a solid show. Progressed some storylines, and
This is booking on the fly at the highest
yeah,
level. At the
I
highest
know. I
level.
mean, Coco, let me, put your Booker cap back on for just 1 second. I mean, imagine this happened with you with TAP or AC, or yeah, it was ACW.
Yeah.
Imagine something like that happened to you. Like, it's like, okay, there's a pandemic. You cannot legally have an audience. You have to, you can't have more than 10 people kind of like in one area at one time. They have to be 6 feet apart. And you've got to try to work I mean, dude, how the hell do you work your way around this?
First off, I have always had a dream that I wanted to do this. I wanted to go in the Guinness World Book of World Records. I would want to, and I didn't even care if the arena was empty. I wanted to have the longest wrestling match ever, or the longest running tournament ever. Do you know
Hmm.
Sumo Bashos or the G1? I would have ran a Sumo Basho slash G1 style tournament all in one consistent day. I'd been like, all right, we're gonna get in the Guinness Book of World Records for constantly being entertained. They'd have to split down the rules, and then I would
Hmm.
have an A bracket and a B bracket, and for pro wrestling fans, a G1 tournament. For sumo fans, we're like, that's a basho. That's a basho. What you're doing is a basho. But yeah, to me, I would just do a 24 to 48 hour basho. I would get what's his name? What's their nuts in it? Guinness World Records in on it, so it's more advertisements. And
Hmm.
then I would just constantly have it, and then I would have it all in the can, and you would have a whole G1 in the can. You know what I mean? And on top
Hmm.
of that, you would also have a record. You know what I mean? It's like, no, we consistently put on a wrestling show for this many hours. And that's what I would do. And then, of course, Vince would get a hold of that and be like, what? Bitches, that record's going down. WrestleMania is a week long now. But yeah, so that's what I would do. I would just have the biggest tournament. That's why I like the TNT tournament.
Hmm.
I've been like looking on Twitter at WWE from a distance since WrestleMania is over. They're having a
Right.
tournament for Elimination Chamber. Tournaments save your ass whenever you're in trouble in a booking situation. Tournament. Four men showed up, and that's all that showed up for your show. Tournament. You know what I mean? There's fucking always a fucking tournament that saves you. That's the easiest thing in the world to book, and it's built-in storyline. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah. So I'd run a G1 in 24 to 48 hours constantly,
Whew.
and
Whew.
then I would have Guinness there to get the world record. And then on that, but think about it, the storylines, you'd be like, dude, you can't believe how tired these guys are. A G1 in
Hmm.
48 hours. Pff, short matches, it would be set. Granted, it would be impassable, but that's what I do. But tournaments definitely are the way to go. Overall, I give the show a win, and I really enjoyed it. Now, a lot of people think we're going a little soft on AEW. Let me tell you something. I made the mistake of watching this week's Dynamite. Garbage. A garbage. So I don't want people to be like, oh, you're just AEW super fanboys. No, it started off. It started off great. Booms. I'll let you start with the Jake the Snake Roberts and drive the bus, and then I'll do color commentary as always. High five to you. Hot tag to you,
All right.
Booms.
Starts with just Jake Roberts in a chair. From what I understand, he's in, I guess, isolation or social distancing, whatever you want to call it, in a hotel in Atlanta, from what I heard. He, cut a promo, talked, kind of called Marco Stunt a little pathetic. That trying to be brave, and well, it's better to be thought a fool than to step up like that and remove all doubt. Called him a fool, and, talking to Cody, quit dodging land.
Boom, boom. You okay?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm talking.
Okay, sorry. It just faded out the sound.
Oh,
Sorry.
well, sorry. Sorry, but called him a mouse, and then we start with a Lance Archer match. I forgot what the guy's name is, but he squashed the guy in about a minute and a half with the blackout. So, again, good way to kind of hype up this match between Archer and Cody coming up, which I think is going to be the finals of this TNT tournament.
It definitely should be. And Jake the Snake, the opening promo is amazing. Like, here's the thing. Like, I don't know if it's the voice. I don't know if what he's saying. But I'm always
Hmm.
like, I'm always sitting back like, is Jake as good as, like, the nerdy analyst in me is like, is Jake as good as everyone says he is, or is he overhyped? And then there's the fan of me. Ooh, Jake is talking. Jake is talking. Ooh, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
I love Jake the Snake Roberts. I thought it was amazing, and this, you know, the squash matches. I know some wrestlers don't like to be called squash matches, but wrestlers don't like anything. Um, I thought it was great. It's building up character. It's putting him over. You know what I mean? And I loved it a lot. And hopefully to
Hmm.
keep it up. And I'd love to see Lance Archer finally get the push that he deserves, because he's always so close to getting pushed, and then something happens. You know.
Hmm.
So hopefully this is the one. But yeah, overall, and not that, but like I love the way it started, because like it jumps right into the promo, and as for me, I'm just like, oh, what? Oh, like I literally thought I missed something. I don't know. It caught me off guard
Hmm.
in a good way. And yeah, so there you go. All right, Booms, hot tag to you.
All right, next we get a women's match. We have Hikaru Shida taking on Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Uh, and I actually like this match between the two. I don't know if it's just Sheeta working around or Baker has stepped up her game, but it was actually a really good competitive match. Now there was a spot where Sheeta went for an enziguri, and I don't know if this was a setup or if this was an accident or however you want to put it, but she caught Baker right in the nose and busted her wide open. But they played well off this again. If this was just okay, shit, I'm bleeding from the nose now. Let's roll with it. I think it was a good call if it was planned out. I mean, kudos to them. But Baker's just dripping blood out of her nose, and they're wrestling around. She's trying to go for the lock jaw, but the referee's like, "You got blood all over." And she's like, "Oh, give me the glove." And so she's like trying to put on a latex glove from the referee so she can lock in the lock jaw. Uh, I thought that was really done well. I like a little bit of the trash talk, but eventually they were trading blows, and She'd hit her in the into the turnbuckles. They hit her with fished her off with a knee strike, got the win. So it was like a 17-minute match. I think it was a good match. Got very physical. I like how she did that thing where she did like the arm drag and she was like messing with the arm so that way it would set it up for the lockjaw. I mean that's you can tell she's been practicing. She's been in the gym. She's been working on like she's not just going up and hoping living them prone. She's trying to actually get them set up for the lockjaw. So I just want people to know that I've noticed that improvement, and I've noticed, it's like a little bitty thing, but it makes all the difference. So kudos to the ladies. And one question for you, Coco. I noticed that Hikaru Shida did not have her kendo stick when she went to the ring, which she normally has. Now I remember like she'd posted it online, like missing, put like a missing poster, the kendo stick.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this. I know maybe if you got some sources or not, but is that part of the storyline, or did somebody legitimately steal her kendo stick?
It has to be a storyline, because kendo sticks are not that expensive. It's not like a championship belt. I don't know. Maybe she lost it. Maybe she didn't. I don't know. I'm gonna go with it's kendo sticks. I mean, they're expensive for like, but not like a championship belt expensive. Um, yeah. To me, this match was match of the night, hands down. It was match of the night. Britt Baker stepped up her game. Was it because of Sheeta or not? I don't know. Sheeta, her stonks are going through the roof. I am glad she is having a great time, because I am a big fan of hers. Jericho, he started off the commentary really hot on this match, And like the Kanagawa joke was awesome. By the way, Kanagawa's right outside Tokyo. It's really big. It's where Kawasaki's from, and that's where I live. Yokohama, basically it's the New Jersey of New York is Kanagawa. So it's kind of funny that he's like that called that place a dump. I was like, that's where I live. It's really beautiful outside of Kawasaki. But yeah, but Jericho, I thought like he did a great job. But for this, he was like, no, guys, this is really good. Like, it sounded like he was, like, surprised it was good. He was like, guys, this is really good for ladies. I mean, guys, can you believe this is a good match? But overall, I thought this was match of the night. And if this is the future of Britt Baker, it's amazing. The bloody nose added so much to it. Her not giving a shit added so much to it. It just added toughness to... I just overall thought this was match of the night and loved everything about it. And those that do follow episode to episode and watch and keep up with us, know that we've been throwing Britt Baker under the bus for a while now. I'm hoping this is a breakout match in her trend.
I hope she keeps. Yeah, I hope she definitely. I definitely saw some improvement in this match. So I hope she continues to train upward.
Yeah. All right, Booms. Hot tag to you, brother. You okay, man?
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, go ahead, sir. Hot tag to you, sir.
Let's see here. Next year we had a little, I guess, little backstage segment. Kenny Omega and Michael Nakazawa. We're talking about teaming up tonight. Been one of the first times they've teamed up since they were in DDT together. They're taking on Orange Cassidy, the Best Friends. And then it's like, well, we should give ourselves a name. It's like, well, we just call ourselves the Best Friend. And they're like, we can't. We're the team we're taking on is called Best Friends, and it's like, well, you're an executive vice president. Why don't you just throw your weight around and we can just have like a match here, and whoever wins becomes the Best Friends. And Orange Cassidy just appears out of nowhere, out of like a closet or a bathroom or something, and just walks out. And then there's Trent and Chuck, and they're like, we heard everything you said. And then like, so they were pissed about it. So they said, you know what, we're gonna put the Best Friend's name that's on the line tonight.
I know this is like the elite being the elite type humor. I find this to be fucking hilarious. I know it's not. That's the thing with comedy. It's hard to like, unless you're Dave Chappelle. It's hard to please everyone, and I don't even think he pleases everyone. But it's hard, dude. This was fucking hilarious. I loved it. The only thing I would have added to make it even funnier was I wish they said something like, "We could be the Silver Lovers" or something, along the line of the Golden Lovers. But that would maybe just been too much of a nod to New Japan fans, I thought this was an amazing segment, and I laughed my ass off. It was probably the funniest segment that I've seen in a while.
All right, next we got a breakdown from Excalibur, who's number one, to save you some time, kids. Dark Order, Hikaru Shida, and Jake Hager are all number one in their respective divisions. Then next we get a video package hyping up the match between Moxley and Jake Hager. They started talking, both of them in their particular training regimens. They interviewed Hager's wife, which, by the way, is really hot. His coach.
Yeah, she's smart. She's smart too. She's CEO. I love these video package. Go on.
You can't, Coco, I know you don't know this, but it's possible to be, hot and smart. It is possible.
Impassable. Impassable.
Thank God you're smart, because Jesus Christ, you don't have anything else going for you.
I don't know. I think I lost on both ends of that stick, brother. No, I love the video packages. I know we're just being idiots right now, but they just seem real, and it pumped you up for it. And I love it because back in the day, video packages were supposed to pump you up and see both sides. Like, going into this, I was rooting for Moxley. Then they showed Hager's side, and I was rooting for Hager, and vice versa. I think today there's too many, I'm a heel, you're a face, you have to be a coward. You know what I mean? I love this video packaging, and this is what's missing. And I think for, WWF, these were an attitude era were the video packages. Do you remember during Heat and shit? There wasn't a cowardly heel. It was like, this guy's awesome and this guy's awesome. Let's see who's going to win. I really like this video package, and I hope this is the future of pro wrestling. All right, go on, sir.
Yeah, really well done, and both of them talking about, they're going to fight each other, they're going to tear each other apart. Remind me very much of UFC. Afterwards, there we got a hype package about the TNT Championship tournament. Cody and Shawn Spears, they were talking about their history. Talking about, I think it was what, Fighter Fest, or I think it was All Out. Maybe the last time they wrestled each other. So they talked about their history. So I thought that was really nicely done, playing up the importance of the tournament. Then we get to the tag team match. We have Best Friends versus Kenny Omega and Michael Nakazawa. This wound up being a very entertaining match. I mean, it was a little silly when Nakazawa did the spot where he put baby oil on himself, and then Trent's chops, kept sliding right off. Then there was some good tag team action with Omega and Nakazawa. I think they called it, I don't know what they call it, the miniskirt police or whatever, where they did the Charlie's Angels pose, and then they did this one where Kenny like bulldog Nakazawa into like Trent's crotch. It was really weird looking. I don't know what the name of that move was called, so forgive me for that one there. There was a lot of near falls. Some planches flying everywhere. Nakazawa made the save. Let's see, Nakazawa, I think he took a pile driver, and he managed to kick out of that, but he wound up eating, let's see, he took off his, I guess, under tights, and he called it like with the Venom arm, and he was like hitting everybody with like, it's kind of like with the Cobra, but with his under tights. Accidentally got Omega, and Omega wound up eating the soul food German suplex combo. Trent hit a pile driver on Nakazawa. Nakazawa kicked out at 2, surprisingly. They set him up for strong 0. They hit it. They get the win. Omega can't make the save in time, so the Best Friends defeat Kenny Omega and Mika Nakazawa, and I guess they get to keep the tag team name.
Yeah, so very entertaining. I'm gonna give a shout out to Chris Jericho. I knocked him last time, but this time, I love the fact that he's like there's different versions of Kenny Omega. Sometimes he can be funny, sometimes he can wrestle this, sometimes he's serious. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like that because it explains to fans that Kenny Omega is a little bit of everything. I enjoyed the match. A little bit too much comedy for my taste, but still not too shabby. You know what I mean? If I think, and the order of the booking, it just followed the match of the night with the females, and then it's followed up by a totally different match. So I think it fits in pretty well. I thought it was a bit long, but at the same time, I didn't absolutely hate it. You know what I mean? So I mixed feelings I feel about this match. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't all for me. All right, back to you because I'm dying.
Next, we have another video, I guess, backstage segment, for the lack of a better term. The Exalted One, Brody Lee, meets with the Minions. He yells at 2 of them for, basically dressing in tracksuits, but he praises another one for having like a button-down shirt and a tie. And then, you're here to make, I'm here to make lives extraordinary, so you need to get your act together. And he tells the one guy with the tie, here, I've got an opportunity for you. Maybe we'll find out what that is. Then we get comments from backstage from Britt Baker after her loss, saying that she lost half her blood. Hikaru Shida plays dirty. Well, she's lucky she didn't touch my. Thankfully, she didn't touch my teeth. But if she did, it's okay. I can put them back in because I'm a dentist.
She loves mentioning.
I like that. I really
Yeah.
did like. I kind of chuckled at that
I
one.
like the. Yeah, I love that. My big favorite thing was Brody Lee because I've actually met Vince a couple times and I've seen it because like before, if I didn't need to be dressed up, I wasn't, and I was like a sweatpants type dude. He's just, yeah, I still am, but now if I go to work, I get dressed up. But I just remember him looking at me like, "Is that what you wear?" Yeah. It's like, and then like he gave me that speech, except it was like going on deaf ears. I was like, what, what, So yeah, I love the Vince skits. I know, fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't. Cowards? No. Politically correct pieces of poo? No. I don't know. Offensive cowards don't like it, but it's like, come on, dude. If you're offended by this, don't go outside. And even when the virus is out of the air, just stay inside forever. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. All right, back to you, Booms.
Next we get another Moxley Hager promo. Again, they're showing more training. Moxley, if Mox is questioning whether or not Hager's got what it takes to dig deep to beat him, and he promises to F him up. So I enjoyed that one. I don't know why they decided to go with 2, but
yeah, it did feel weird with 2.
The next we go to Matt Hardy at the Hardy compound, talking about last week, and he runs down the inner circle, calls Sammy Guevara a fake Latino. He calls Santana and Ortiz like snacks because he likes to eat Puerto Rican food. Jericho's never going to recruit Vanguard 1, and then they wind up burning the Inner Circle shirt. And Hardy finally invites Jericho to come to the compound for an all-elite deletion.
It's so stupid, but I enjoy it. Like, I shouldn't enjoy it, but I do. That's my view on it. It's just, my whole thing is, if you're going to be stupid, go all in. Don't be halfway stupid. Dare to be stupid. As the great Transformers once said, dare to be stupid. Who is the singer that sang that?
Weird Al Yankovic.
Weird Al Yankovic. Listen, dude, don't go halfway stupid. Just like in my WrestleMania review, go all in stupid or all in serious. This whole, I'm going to pretend to be serious at certain times and pretend to be stupid at others, no. Go all in on the stupid or all in on the seriousness. Don't half-ass it anymore. So there you go. And someone just followed us even though we're not on the air. That's what that noise was. Hooray! Way to go. Booms, we're getting followers on Twitch even though we're not live on Twitch. Yeah, we're using Twitch to record this. So, whoever followed us, welcome to the Internet Infantry. I'm a loser in Japan when I'm not podcasting with Boom Boom Stream Sports on Twitch.tv KocoSports with a dinosaur named Raptor Man. I always wondered if that would ever happen, and it just happened, Boom Booms. It's like winning a prize. We're over 500 followers. Got my first Twitch paycheck, baby. We're Twitch big time. We're hitting the big time, boys. All right, that was awkward. Hot tag to you.
Hot tag over to me. Okay, squash match here. We had Brody Lee versus Lee Johnson. Pretty much like the Lance Archer match. It was like a minute and a half. He just, hit him with Senton Atomico, hit him with a slam, and then that discus lariat finishes him off. So there you go. Just a minute and a half squash. I don't really need to say anything more beyond that, unless you got anything.
No, I enjoyed it, and that's about it. And Mr. Jim Jam Sr. has followed us on Twitch, so there you go. I'm okay with squash matches. Just it can't be the whole show. And in Dynamite, it's done pretty well. Did you see this week's Dark? It was like 20 minutes long, and it was like 3 or 4 squash matches. I was like, pardon me? So, and I love squash matches because it helps build up characters. So, they're doing it right on Dynamite, a little bit too much on Dark, and I was tricked into watching Dark. You got me, AEW. You got me. All right, Booms. Hot tag to you.
Next here we have hyping up next week. We're going to have in the TNT Championship tournament, have Lance Archer versus Colt Cabana. And then, of course, as they've been hyped up 2 times, this show, the AEW title and an empty arena match for the AEW Championship. Jon Moxley versus Jake Hager. That's coming up next week. And then we get to the main event of the evening. We have Cody versus Shawn Spears. You know what? This was actually a really good match. I mean, they, talk about, taking lemons and making lemonade. I mean, this was something that, was not supposed to happen. This whole pandemic thing, and they had to, and plus, but came up with a way to kind of salvage everything with this championship tournament. Spears, you know, I still think he made the right decision to leave the WWE because even though he hasn't been featured that prominently on AEW, when he is featured, he is allowed to wrestle, he is allowed to shine, he's allowed to show off what he's got. I really wish he was a little bit more successful since making the jump, but no, this was actually a pretty decent match. I like the spot where they put the guardrail up on the ring apron, draped it over the ring apron, threw Cody into it. I like the fact that they did one where they kind of teased like where Cody almost hit Brandy by accident, but he stopped last minute. Uh, looks like they was setting him up for the C4, but Cody Rhodes reverses it, uh, hits a crossroads, hits another crossroads, locks on a figure four. Uh, Spears' shoulders are flat to the mat. Referee counts three. He wasn't able to get his shoulder up in time, so Cody defeated Shawn Spears by locking on the figure four and Spears not rolling his shoulders. I've seen that teased multiple times, but I've never actually seen somebody lose because they had a figure four locked on them and they failed to move their shoulders one way or the other. I've seen that teased, but I've never actually seen that done before to win a match. So I think I think these two had a really good match. I think they played up some intensity there. They teased it a little bit. Maybe Shawn Spears is going to pull the upset here. Maybe Cody's a little distracted. And they ended it in a unique way. So props to AEW.
Yeah, I love the unique ending. It was amazing, and they need to do it more often. I remember before I was a promoter, I was working with NWA Florida, IPW, just as a photographer. I'm not really into business, and I would talk to the bookers, because I did something, Booms, that you're not going to believe this. I didn't jump right into something. I watched someone else do it and learned from them. But I was like, man, I just love to see where you put someone down and they lift the arm, and the third time it drops. I'd love to see in a figure four, 1, 2, 3, because it doesn't happen so often that it catches you off guard. But yeah, I really loved the finish. I enjoyed this match a lot, and I'm a big fan of Cody, Shawn Spears. I don't know. He's good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, overall, I really really enjoyed the match, and I love the TNT Championship name and tournament and everything about this. I'm a huge fan. So overall, huge win. Even though I love Cody and I love the match, I'm still giving it to the women. The women, to me, stole the show. Booms, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, there was only one thing I really didn't like about the show, and don't get me wrong, I like the little audience they have there, which I believe it's all like it's trainers with AEW, like Austin and Billy Gunn. I think Marco Stunt was out there. Some of the bad guys, I know Jimmy Havoc was out there, Sammy Guevara was out there, which I love. And I think some of QT Marshall's trainees were out there and some other people. I know one guy was Sugar Dunkerton. I've never heard of this guy before.
I
One thing
heard
I
of him.
didn't like,
Oh, sorry, I heard of him on the Indies. So yeah,
yeah, again, no disrespect. I'm just saying I've never heard of him until tonight. Not
hmm
disrespect. I'm just saying I just genuinely didn't know. Maybe I'll look up some of his stuff and find out what he's all about. There's one thing I didn't like, but it happened in two different. It happened in the Britt Baker Hikaru Shida match, and it happened again in the Cody Shawn Spears match. These guys were actually holding the wrestlers like they held Baker so that way Hikaru Shida could hit her knee strike, and they held Shawn Spears for like a split second. At least Dunkerton did, so Cody could get in like a chop. It really didn't affect the match, but I just kind of didn't like it from the aspect of these guys don't need to be getting involved in this stuff. I know it's a nitpick, and also because of social distancing rules on thin ice by doing this stuff. So I would try to at least, try to keep 6 feet apart. I know this is unprecedented, but you're not really doing AEW any favors by bunching up together like you did. And plus, kind of like, trying to like, okay, you're interfering in this match. I know Jericho kind of ran it down both times, called him Pineapple like Pete or something.
yeah.
But
Um,
it's just Again, it's maybe a nitpick, but I didn't like that.
Boom Boom, I'm very glad you brought up this topic because I actually didn't like it for a totally different reason. I didn't even think about, the social distancing and stuff. I didn't like it as a guy that used to work security and live events. I didn't like it because they're supposed to be the fan base, and you should never show fans attacking the talent because a lot of people go to pro wrestling drunk. A lot of people want to show how big their PP is. I think this is a horrendous idea. I didn't even think of the angle you were going at it, but I'm glad you brought this up because, I was watching it and, being a guy that used to work security, live events, and as a promoter, it instantly made me cringe. I was like, what the fuck are they doing? You know what I mean? And you remember me, Booms. I went on for a 50-minute fucking rant how they didn't protect CM Punk that one time.
Yeah, and you also went on a 10-minute rant last week on chicken sandwiches.
That is true. I do go on rants. But my love of chicken sandwiches and very well-run security is very important. Because ACW, people are like, oh, everything's out of control. But it wasn't. It was the illusion of out of control. And the reason why it was the illusion of out of control is because we didn't do shit. You know what I mean? The only time we did something with a fan was oh God, I love Aaron Epic. Can I just say I love Aaron Epic? I know he got in trouble with politically correct people, and I don't know all the details of the story, but I worked with Aaron Epic. He's the fucking greatest. And he worked, God damn it, I can't remember the other wrestler, but he didn't look like a wrestler. And the fans were getting a little too fucking rowdy and close. And I was like, oh, fuck. I was talking security and all that. And Aaron Epic was like, dude, trust me, I'll fix that fucking problem. I'm like, okay, good, whatever, dude. Because we had a policy. The wrestlers couldn't hit fans unless the fans touched them, right? Aaron Epic goes out there. There's a planted fucking fan. No one fucking knows about it except the fucking guy who took the punch. God damn, I can't believe I fucking forget the wrestler's name, and I apologize. They're fucking getting a little close and shit about the touch, and fucking the plant goes up and fucking touches him, and punches him with a fucking right hook. Granted, the guy was in on it, but dude, he was like, "You motherfucker! I knew you were gonna hit me." I didn't think he fucking punched him and laid him the fuck out, shoot style. No one fucking touched the wrestlers for a good 3 months after that. They're like, dude, I just saw fucking Aaron Epic knock a motherfucker out. I'm okay, So I just don't like it because, and it's funny because it's the same thing and we both had that cringe, but for different reasons. You know what I mean? Because let's say you're a drunk fucking losing fucking scumbag that wants to go across the barrier. And I know I shouldn't blame fans, but if you jump the barrier in any scenario, you should get your ass kicked. The wrestlers, the athletes, the entertainers, they're not paid to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in this sense it's okay because everybody was wrestlers, everybody was kind of in on it, but just in normal circumstances, God, don't ever do that. Don't ever show anybody that that's okay.
Yeah. Oh, no, but people are dumb. You know what I mean? And it's just okay, cool, I can do that. You mean, and then here's the thing, a lot of people are like, oh, it's not that bad. I had people at MMA events, boxing events, mixed martial arts events, even concerts that are like, if I go up there and knock him out or tackle him, I'll be a star. And they legit think that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it just hit a nerve because I actually had that job before, But if I was running AEW, I'd be like, yo, dude, we're never fucking doing that again. And you could tell by the way Jericho was like, what are these fucking idiots doing? He was kind of making it look stupid. And I think he was just doing that. This is my theory. I think he's like, dude, what if a fucking real fan does that? You know what I mean? Because here's the thing. Let's say the fan base comes in and there's a rematch. And the fan goes, well, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to grab her and hold her. Then you're going to blame that fan. No, you just went on fucking national television to say it was okay. And granted, it's a bit of a reach, but you're forgetting people are fucking dumb. And yeah, I like the fact that we both fucking thought it was horrible for different reasons. You know what I mean? So basically, stop fucking doing it. No matter if it's for the corona, safety, whatever. Because I don't think it's that great of a spot anyway. I mean, it didn't add anything. It's just dumb. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up, Boom Boom. I would have let that slip under the radar with a bad memory. Boom Boom, give yourself a Barry Horowitz.
There we go.
All right, Boom Boom. Is there anything you want to plug, say, or do before we wrap this bad boy up?
No, just tell everybody out there, hey, take care of yourselves. It looks like we're about to peak with this pandemic here, so just hold on just a few more days. I think things are going to get a little bit better in just a few more weeks, and we'll just ride it out. I'm just, for my part, sitting on my ass playing video games and not contributing to the problem, which is sometimes the best thing you can do. I'm grateful that pro wrestling's still running shows. That gives me some kind of escapism. And just tell everybody, be excellent to each other. Try to help each other out when and where you can. I know some places are looking for volunteers to kind of help out with meal distribution programs for school kids right now who are out and they're kind of in bad situations.
Oh, that's cool.
Try to help out. Make sure you tip like your delivery guys. Patronize like your local businesses, particularly like your mom and pop, restaurants, try to help them out. And even if you can't, just go on to Yelp. Just going on to Yelp and giving them positive reviews. I mean, that doesn't cost you anything, and it does like a lot of world of good. So not everything's going to cost you money. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything to volunteer. It doesn't cost you anything to say a good word about somebody. So, and, maybe if you got some older people, like my grandparents or somebody, see maybe you can run some errands or something for them so that way they don't be out in all this. I know my grandfather would be a kind of a victim, to fall prey to, COVID-19. He's older and he's had some breathing issues as of late, and so that doesn't need to be out and on that. And so, if you know somebody like that, or regardless if it's a family member or neighbor, see if maybe you can just run some errands or something for them. Just go go to the store, leave it on their porch, and then boom, that way you don't have to come into contact. It keeps them from getting out, and raises the risk of them catching it. So just be cool with each other.
Yeah, definitely. Keep your humanity. Be safe. Lucky the Orphan is out for pre-order. It's my next
It was not
book.
written in a Starbucks.
It
I should
wasn't.
point that out.
Maybe we should put that in a thing. Yeah, the publisher, really worked hard on this, and yeah, hopefully it's
And by worked
successful.
hard, we mean rewrote the entire story.
That was editors. Um, yeah, but yeah, definitely check out Lucky the Orphan. Pre-order now. It would mean a lot. My goal is eventually I want to be a streamer, bring back KocoSports, and be a writer, just full content all the time. And I just got to do it little step by little step. For those that thought Operation Freak Show was too dark, this is a lot lighter tone. And even when I was
My
like,
God, a Holocaust drama would be lighter in tone than fucking Operation Freak Show.
every time I was like, what about this? And like, psh, no, lighter tone. I was like, okay, got it. So Lucky the Orphan gets eaten by a dragon. Lighter tone, rat. That's not what I meant. So yeah, so I'm really excited about that. I'm always streaming on Twitch. Got a first Twitch payday, so happy about that. Twitch.tv/KocoSports. KocoSports.net. We're working on it little by little. Yeah, so got so much. Coco Plays on YouTube. I'm gonna have to make one. I've been doing so much content and so much stuff that I want to make one big blog, but I've just just been fucking working away, creating tons of content. And check out Awkward in Japan. It's a cartoon about my life in Japan. It's short clips, funny, hilarious. I gotta get better at plugging stuff. Lucky, if you only remember one thing, twitch.tv, KocoSports, Amazon.com, or wherever your Amazon dealer is. Lucky the Orphan pre-order. Those are the two big ones. High five. Booms, I love you, and hopefully we can do this more often, brother. All right? With
All right,
that,
sounds good.
I am over. Hey, more Stumped Idiots coming soon. Hey, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.